Okay, alright, for this second video on graphing parabolas, you can see we have day 2. What we're really going to go over, we're going to look at examples. Okay, we're going to look at examples where now we have an x term. I think the first day we just kind of looked at ones where it was just like x squared or negative x squared. We kept it real basic, and the vertex was at the origin. Now the vertex is not going to be at the origin. Now, main thing to remember is this. This is our standard form of a parabola or of a quadratic equation. Ax squared plus bx plus c. This a, b, and c, they represent numbers. Now I'm only going to do one example. It's number 3 in your packet. If I look at this example, the 2x squared minus 12x plus 22, I'm just going to put this right here. The a value is this 2. It's the coefficient for x squared. The b value is the coefficient for x, which is this. Now that's negative 12. Don't forget the negative before it. The c value is always the constant, so the c value is 22. Now, if there's anything you get out of this video, the most important concept is what I have written down here, the vertex. This is a formula that is given to you, and you're going to use when you graph every parabola. Now, when I know these values, a, b, and c, I could take these values and plug them into this, negative b over 2a. That always gives you the x value for the vertex for any quadratic equation. So this is the most important thing. So if I ask you, how do you find the vertex for a parabola or for a quadratic equation? You just do negative b over 2a. So that's what we're going to do first. Okay, it's always the first point you get. You want to get the vertex, and then I want to get 2 points on either side of it. So there's always 3 points. So let's do this. I'm going to put this work up here. I'm going to put x equals negative b over 2a, and then I'm just going to plug the values in. So I first want to figure out the vertex for this. So I have a or b is negative 12. So when I plug this in, I'm going to have negative of negative 12. So I have negative of negative 12. Well, these are going to cancel out. They're going to go away, so it's going to become positive 12. Then for the bottom, I have 2 times a. Well, a is 2, so I just substitute that in. So the bottom just becomes 2 times 2. And I know when I evaluate that, 2 times 2 is 4. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So what I figured out, that's my x value for the vertex. It's at x equals 3. Now, a little bit more work. How do we find out? Actually, let's do this. The vertex is 3. I'll put a little question mark. I don't know what the y value is. Well, now it's kind of like I can kind of go to an xy chart. To figure out the y value for the vertex, I just take this 3 and I plug it in. I take this 3 and I plug it into all these x's in the equation. So it becomes 2 times 3 squared minus 12 times 3 plus 22. You could even put that in your calculator and see what the calculator gives you. I'm going to show you the work for it. So I'm going to have, let's see here, y equals, this is going to be 2. Instead of 2x squared, it becomes 2 times 3 squared. Then minus, instead of 12x, it becomes 12 times 3. And then I put the plus 22. Then I just use order of operations to evaluate this. I know I would evaluate this first. 3 squared, that's not 6. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. So I have 2 times 9 minus. If I multiply these, 12 and 3, it gives me 36. Then plus 22. Let's see here, 2 times 9 is 18. Minus 36 plus 22. This is where you can really rely on your calculator. And then let's see here, if I do this, 18 minus 36 is negative 18. Then I bring down the plus 22. Negative 18 plus 22 is 4. So this is the y value. Whoops. That's the y value at my vertex. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to replace that question mark with a 4. So I figured out my vertex is at 3, 4. So I used the formula negative b over 2a. I got the 3, and then I plugged that in for x. So I'm gonna graph that. 3, 4 is right here. That's my vertex. Now, I know just by looking at the equation, since this coefficient for x squared is positive, this parabola, it's going to start here and it's going to go up. Now, to figure out what it is, I need to get 2 points. I'm going to skip to getting the y-intercept. Now, if I want to get the y-intercept, now remember we did this before. Let's use the arrow here. If I get the y-intercept, if I have a point, whether it's here, the x value is 0 here, If it's here, the x value is still 0. If it's here, the x value is still 0. So to get the x, or to get the y-intercept, I just plug in x equals 0. And if I do that, if I plug that in, I'm going to have 2 times 0 squared minus 12 times 0, and then plus 22. Now this is going to be real easy. Well, 0 squared, this is 0, and 0 times 2 is 0, so that goes away. 12 times 0 is 0. So you just do 0 plus 22. That's going to give you the y value. So the y-intercept is 0, 22. Now I know this is kind of off the chart. So let's say that this is, I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to change this that it's 22. All right. Okay, so that's 0, 22. Now I know, here's the key part, I want 1 point to the right. If I look, this is the vertex. If I go to the left 3, then I go up to 22. Well, to get a point that mirrors it, I can go to the right 3, so 1, 2, I'm going to be at x equals 6. So unfortunately, we just have to add this on. And this is going to be up at 6, 22. And then I connect it, and I have my parabola right here. So 0, 22, the ordered pair for this is 6, 22. So if I can just get 1 point to the left, I go the same distance away to give me that point to the right of the vertex. Okay, the last couple part here, domain. You know what, I'm not even going to talk about domain and range. I'm just going to leave it at that. I got 2 points. I got the vertex here by doing negative b over 2a. And then I got 1 point to the left by finding the y-intercept. And then if I went to the left 3, then I have to go to the right 3, and we'll be at the same point for this. Okay? So we'll talk about axis of symmetry and domain and range tomorrow. But same thing, sound like a broken record. If there's anything you take out of this, it's just negative b over 2a to get the x value for the vertex.